Hello everyone, thanks for joining me on this beautiful day out on the lake. This is one of the lakes that I've been to a couple times. It's actually on a campground property that my wife and I frequent. We come here every now and then, and we just started fishing the lake here. There's actually 3 separate lakes right on this property, and it's actually only about 15 minutes away from our house. There's plenty of largemouth out here. I have gotten them so far only on one lure, and that was Texas rig set up with these guys. 7-inch power bait, curly tail, in Tequila Sunrise. I've caught probably about 20 or so bass out here on this lure. But today, I'm gonna steer away from it, and we're gonna try out right here. We're gonna try out Wacky rig instead of Texas for once. I'm a little leery because there's tons of weeds out here, as you can see. And the fish love to hang out in these reeds here. There's lots of lily pads and lots of reeds to get tangled up in. But we're gonna try the Wacky rig out. This is a good old green pumpkin. I've been told that Yamamoto baits are the best one. Something with the components they use in their plastics. Not sure, but we're gonna try it out. And then I am gonna try out another bait today. This is a chatterbait, and I wasn't aware that you're supposed to run a trailer with it, so I did pick up this guy. Not exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for something that looked more like a shad, but that's as close as I could find at my local bait store. And that is these guys. Skinny Dipper White Trash. It doesn't say the length, but that looks like about 4 or 5 inches. Anywho, that's what I'm going to try to hook into some bass with today. Let's see what happens. Let's see how tangled up I can get with this Wacky rig. Did I get one first cast? Oh, he let go. That was definitely one first cast, but I didn't set the hook. Well, okay then. I need to back up a bit. The current's pushing me in too fast. Can't believe that first cast I hooked into something. And there's a lily pad. There we go. Came off, thankfully. Apparently what works really well with these is you cast them out and let them fall. And then you just give them a quick twitch, and then let them fall again. Slowly reel in. And there's some lily pads. It's going to be a lot of that today. It's my first time having a rod behind me keep smacking it. Lily pads. That's why I usually go Texas right here, so it's weedless. I may end up switching to that eventually, but we're gonna give it a good old college try. You get some pretty good distance with just a Wacky rig, weightless. The wind is blowing me around a little bit here. Not terrible. I do have an anchor width if I need it. Got some lettuce. Working on my salad for dinner. Oh, I do see some small bass swimming around in here. Little guys, only like 6 inches. If they're small ones, there should be bigger ones, right? Just heard a good splash over just to my left. I keep getting hung up in these weeds. Let's put this down for a second and try that. I'll try this guy out. Apparently chatterbaits are supposed to be the best thing to start out with and the easiest to get proficient with. But I have not yet. This is my first time using one. Apparently the blade on the front is supposed to work as a weed deterrent. So we'll see what happens. I am going to cast more out towards the deep water, away from the lily pads. I assume it's just a steady retrieve. I can feel it wobbling. If you can see my rod tip, it definitely shakes. Hey, the tail's moving. Oh, come on. Seriously. God, I hate lily pads and love them at the same time. You can get some pretty good distance on that guy. There's some wobble. Okay. Now, I don't know anything about trailers on spin baits and such. So you guys let me know. Is that too big of a trailer? Am I supposed to go with a shorter one? Should I offset colors? Anything like that? You guys let me know. Ooh. Big perch. Those were some big perch. Nice. I do have my panfish rod with me as well. We're gonna send this right into the lily pads here and see what happens. We're gonna test out that blade. It's catching a little bit, but it's not getting hung up. I don't know how fast I'm supposed to be reeling this in. It's staying pretty even in the water column. That's good. Didn't get hung up at all. There we go, that's hung up. Oh, sorry for hitting the camera. Gonna slow it down. Seems like that's as slow as I can go with before I lose the flutter. All right, let's keep working our, actually, we'll try the Wacky for a little while over here. That's not exactly where I wanted to go. God dang it. I had a nice open patch to the right. And what do? I cast into the thick. Oh, there it goes. All right, maybe I can salvage. If you guys are wondering how my Senko isn't getting all torn up, it's something I learned from another YouTuber. There's a little piece of clear shrink tubing on the middle of the Senko here, and it works as a hook keeper. Works really well, actually. You get a whole lot more life out of your Senkos. That was better. Not where I wanted to go still. The lily pads always make me feel like it's a bite. Just like that. Oh, you spit it. I definitely set the hook that time. I know I did. It's sitting on top of the lily pads over there right now. There, it just went under. Ooh, something big splashing behind me. And that's a lily pad. Let me reorient a little bit so I can try to cast out of the pads here. Of course, the wind decides to pick up right when I want to reorient myself. Okay, let's give that a whirl. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. I think that was a weed. Let's give the cheddar bait a couple throws. See if that gets us any action. Some weed action. This is a heavy bait for sure. So, you guys help me out here. My water clarity is pretty good. I can definitely see to the bottom. It's primarily sunny here. Sometimes I have gloomy days, but mostly sun. What color bait do I want to be running to attract fish? Clear water, sunny day. Well, mostly clear water. There's usually a little bit of surface ripple on the water. I don't know if that matters. When I was buying chatterbaits to test out, I bought this white one, and then I also bought a black and blue one. I currently have the white one set up with this long trailer, as you see. The black and blue one I have set up with a short stubby trailer that I don't think has much action to it, whereas this one, as it swims through the water, it does flap. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Apparently the other one I use, or am going to use, has no action. It just adds volume or body to the lure. So far I haven't had any bites that I know of on this. But like I said, I'm brand new and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be twitching it at all, or if it's a steady retrieve, how fast you're supposed to retrieve it. It's all trial and error for me right now. Alright, that's going to be my last cast. I'm going to reorient and try to get at these reeds again. So right straight ahead is the cove I was talking about. But before we go over there, we're gonna fish that whole shoreline, because that's usually kind of hot. Alright, let's go. Grab some water while I'm thinking of it. Good stuff. Gotta stay hydrated, guys. This looks like a decent spot to start. Alright, we're gonna pull out my first secret weapon here. So, my wife just got into fishing this year pretty heavily, and she got herself some fishing girlfriends, and one of her girlfriends told her that anytime she goes fishing, she brings with her some Oreos. And she says, without fail, as long as she has Oreos with her and she eats them, she catches a fish. So let's put it to the test. I even had a juice box. Look at that. Yes, I'm a child. All right. Let's see what we can make happen here. Very thick lily pads, but shouldn't be a problem for the Texas rig. But yeah, what I do with the Texas rig here is I just let it sink to the bottom and just kind of twitch it along. Getting caught up on lily pads right now, though. That's a fish. Look at that. We're on the board, guys. Thank you, Mr. Largy. Oh, you got a nice cut. Oh, don't throw it. There's our first one on the board, guys. Oh, I gotta get pliers for that. He swallowed that guy. Oh, man. Why'd you have to swallow it, buddy? There we go. Got it. Got a little bloody, but hopefully that was gentle. Huh? Not a bad guy to start off. There you go. Catch you later, bud. Yay. First one. I wish he hadn't swallowed it, though. Good old Texas rig. You know, it was right after I ate the Oreos. Was that first or second cast? All right, let's see if he's got family in here. Oh, there goes my pole again. Yep, I cast it out, I let it sink, and I just give it a couple twitches along the bottom here and there, let it rest, twitch, rest. That's weeds. So much for the weedless. I think it's time for a new plastic. That was a used one to begin with. Love these things. Berkeley Power Bait 7-inch power worm tequila sunrise. Definitely my comfort bait. No doubt about it. My buddy actually showed me this bait. He brought me to a little hidey hole lake that I had never heard of, about a half hour from my house, which eventually I'm gonna find this lake again. It was off in the boonies, down a dirt road, dirt county road. But anyway, he took me there. He showed me this rig without the weight. It was a weightless one. He told me cast it out into the lily pads, pull it across, let it fall into the water, and slowly reel in, keep it about a foot under the water. And we went to this lake. We had a very bad day, according to him. There were 3 of us fishing that day. And I think between the 3 of us, we pulled in about 40 fish. And he said that was a terrible day. So I definitely want to find that lake again. But we're all rigged up with the new plastic. Let's see what we get. I definitely prefer the weighted version out here. It helps get through the weeds a lot better. I sure hope that fish is okay. He swallowed that hook. I'd say he was about 9-10 inches. I could have pulled out the measuring stick, but didn't seem worth it. Alright, I think I'm gonna move up a little bit. Move up the shore here a little bit. What? We scared off that skunk fish. Oh. That was just a panfish. I felt the tick, 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 tick. You can definitely tell the difference between panfish and bass in biting. Like I just said, the panfish have a rapid bite, like really wham, 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 wham. And then the bass, they have one solid hit, wham, and then usually you'll see your line just take off. That's when you want to set your hook. All right, let's get moved up a little bit here. Okay, now let's try this. Anchor down. Oh, man. I am getting old, that's for sure. Fishing keeps you young though, right? Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. I think it's just the fact that this is a completely weedless unit lure. That's why I'm able to throw them deep into the weeds, and that's where the fish are lying out. Nothing against the Wacky rig, but it just gets tied up too quick. Ideally, I like to keep my line above the lily pads, because once it goes underneath them, that's when it starts to feel like a bite. Oh, that was a panfish though. That wasn't though. I don't know if you could see it, but the line definitely just took off running. I have a clearing of lily pads just up ahead. I might try to give the Wacky rig some love again. Spent a fair amount of money on those Yamamoto lures. Be a shame to not catch a fish on them. I think it's safe to say I did not care for the chatterbait. I didn't give it a whole lot of chance though. I think that's more of a deep water lure. Alright, let's pull up the anchor here. Alright, Mr. Wacky. Let's see what you got. Oh wow. Apparently I can reach the weeds. It's crazy on a weightless lure. Well, I gave it the college try again. Oh, really? There we go. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into over here. Oh. You guys saw that line, I hope. Just grabbed it and yanked it. I'm guessing my hook is exposed now. Nope, we're still good. Okay. Let's see if he'll take another swipe at it. Good old lily pads. Gotcha. That's a decent sized one too. Under the boat he goes. Oh, nice flip. All right. Come here, you. Oh, that's a nice largie. Yeah. In the net you go. Heck yeah. I knew it looked fishy in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that, guys. Oh, that one needs a measuring stick. He is just under 17. We'll see. 7/8. 17 and 7/8. Oh, look at him. He's a nice one. All right. Let's get you back in the water, buddy. There he goes. Oh, God, I love that. All right. All right, let's get the speed stick back before I drop it. Whew. almost 18 inches. That was good. Let's see if there's another one hanging out there. Whew. That one got my heart pumping. Love it. There's something about the Texas rig. I think it's mainly because I can send it right into the weeds. That's where they seem to be hanging out most of the time, especially early morning and dusk. Oh, I'm sure I didn't get the jump on video, but that was a cool jump he did. I apologize for the bad camera views. I'm still learning how to use my mounts and testing to see what works and what doesn't. But let me tell you, I'm gonna try to not use the head mount because that thing gives me a headache. It hurts. Yeah. I would really like to know if it's the color that is attracting them or just the fact that it's able to go in the weeds. Because on that mystery lake I was talking about, this is all that the guys on that lake throw is this color, twister tail. That's it. And there aren't just largemouth in there either. There's some big panfish. Panfish that will bite on this lure and hook up onto this lure. Big enough panfish that you can lip like a bass. It's insane. But that was last year. I haven't been back there this year yet. I really want to have him show me it again or else try to find it myself. I wouldn't mind just going up for a day and pulling up my maps and checking out all the lakes around and seeing what I can poke around. Because there are so many lakes around me. All right, I think we about fished this spot out. We got our nice size bass out of here. Oh, it's not my best. It's close. I have pulled a 20-incher out of this lake. That is my best so far. Let's get this anchor pulled up. I want to hit this point right before the cove. And then hit the cove a little bit. I usually only hit the left side of the cove. And then I'll head back. And then I'll try those thick lily pads with the Texas rig, where I got action with the Wacky when I first came out.